Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Thursday, April 7th. And you can see temperatures out there in the mid-30s across the area, low 40s across southeast lower Michigan, where the cold air is still yet to really arrive. But their temperatures will probably fall back into the 30s. And then I think today we'll recover into the upper 30s to around 40, maybe low 40s across the southern part of the state. But we're going to have some occasional snow showers. And during the afternoon, some of those could briefly be on the heavy side. Right now, they look just like mainly nuisance snow showers, but would not be surprised to hear of some areas picking up coating to an inch of snow here and there. But the two more important systems coming over the weekend, and this should hopefully be the last significant chances for snow that we see, and they could be a couple of good ones. Right now, a clipper system will drop down through eastern Wisconsin, curl around Lake Michigan, and then off to the east-northeast. That has a good chance of bringing about 1 to 3, maybe to 1 to 4 inch type snows across the area. And again, possibly even an isolated 5 inch, but mainly 1 to 3 inches of snow. And this looks like a little bit more of a better ideal setup for areas of southeast and southern lower Michigan that haven't had it, but certainly a good opportunity for accumulating snow. And then as the warm air tries to come in on Sunday, we could see a pretty good overrunning setups of accumulating snow across much of the area. And I think, especially from around Grand Rapids to Lansing or towards Ann Arbor off to the northeast, I think there'll be a band in there that could pick up 4 or more inches of snow. We'll talk more about that tomorrow, but that could also, again, bring some significant snow. And depending on how late that occurs and the warm air moves in, we could have some Monday morning issues with some of the schools across the area. But we will get into the 50s as we get into Monday with rain. So a lot of that snow should melt. And then I think we go into a more tranquil pattern. We'll see a little bit more in the way of dry weather and temperatures more 50s and 60s instead of 30s and 40s. If we look at the next slide, I want to thank Mike from the Weather Underground and the Weather Channel for having me on last night on their show. And that was a good time talking about local weather with those folks. If we look at the climate normals for today, our normal high is 50, the normal low is 29. And if we look at the next shot, you can see some of the soil conditions here at Breckenridge. Bottom line, it's cold and it's wet. If we look at the regional outlook or the temperatures across the state, you can see our wind flows coming out of the north and northwest, and that'll keep that cooler air advection going. So it'll be hard for temperatures to really climb very much today. But any sunshine could certainly boost the temperatures up close to 40 or 42, but then clouds will move in and then we'll get snow showers. So it'll be kind of an unsettled day. But again, not much in the way of snow today, mainly just nuisance snow showers. If we look at the radar this morning, you can see that low pressure system pinwheeling across the area. And again, that'll continue to bring and rotate snow showers into the area, especially I think this afternoon when we get some heating of the atmosphere. And some of these will become more kind of like pulse in nature, kind of like isolated thunder showers, only no thunder, just maybe brief heavier snow showers. If we look at the next shot, you can see the webcam out of Detroit. Tigers won again last night. They're 2-0, so they still got their chance for a 162-0 season going. If we look at the forecast map here at 7 a.m., you can see our low pressure system now that's moved off to the northeast, and several fronts coming down through the area will keep the cool conditions going. And we're looking at another clipper system that's going to be dropping out of the Dakotas into northwest Minnesota. That's a system that'll bring us some snow as we get later in the day tomorrow, but especially for the afternoon into tomorrow night. Again, with a couple of inches or several inches of snow possible with that. And you can see by Friday morning that low pressure system now in eastern Wisconsin, it'll be dropping along this front and curling to the northeast. And again, that puts us in a pretty good spot across mid-Michigan to pick up on some decent snows. Again, 1 to 3 inches is what we'll call for. Would not rule out the possibility for a little bit more. And as we get to Friday night, you can see that low pressure system now just to the east of Toledo heading towards Cleveland. And again, with the trough extending back to the northwest, that'll keep the snow going right through much of the evening and nighttime hours. And after that, very cold conditions will come in over the weekend, and we could see some very, very cold temperatures across the area. Over the next 5 days, you can see precipitation amounts heaviest across the Ohio Valley up into the northeast. I think this area here across the state actually will pick up more in the way of precipitation amounts. This shows about 1/4 to a 1/2 inch with a 1/2 to 3/4 to the north. Much of this will be in the form of snow, but again, I would not be surprised to see this afternoon's update show more in the way of dark blue or lighter blues, showing some heavier precipitation here as we go through the weekend. If we look at the GFS's 102-hour snowfall, you can see potentially quite a bit of snow with these two systems coming in across the area. And again, we'll track that and watch that here over the next day or so and see what that Sunday system looks like, because that looks like the key to potentially heavier snow, depending on how quickly that warm air overruns the cold air. But certainly the possibility of advisory or maybe even warning criteria snows. If we look at the temperature for Sunday morning, right now it looks like the coldest day. Not quite as bad as it looked yesterday across the western areas of lower Michigan where much of our fruit is growing. But look at these temperatures up near Traverse City in the Bay region. Single digits to low teens, and then even below zeros you get over towards the area west of Oscoda, around Lincoln High School. Again, very chilly conditions for much of the state. Again, depicting the likelihood of snow cover on the ground. And if we go calm with clear skies, again, some of these areas could really drop. Thanks for stopping by and have a great day, and 73s to all.